Good evening from the Mindo Phillip Park. Good evening from the Mindo Phillip Park. It's action from the Semi-Pro Football League, the Super League to be exact. We have action from the National Under-20 and Vieux Fort North. Tonight is the first match of the evening. Of course, myself, Elijah Williams, with you alongside the critic, Tennis in Glasgow.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Eli. Good evening to all fans, especially fans who make it their duty to tune in on the YouTube channel. Special good night to everyone.
Yeah, let me say a special good night to the folks out in the U.S. It's the 4th of July. So they'll be enjoying the semi-pro action alongside their outdoor grilling. I think that's the normal U.S. tradition on 4th of July. But one of these teams will be hoping that they'll be grilling the other in Tier 2 action or Super League action there. As the ball comes in from the under-20, cleared out by Vieux Fort North. Just to go through team news quickly for you guys. The National Under-20 in goal, Adi Jome. Michael Justin at left back, Gerald Henry and Eli Prosper, the central defensive partnership. Malik Louis at right back, Devaj Edward, Thierry Morrill and Raheem Montout. They man the midfield, a three-man midfield. Left wing, Neondre Charles. Siobhan Byron flanks the right side. And Niall Fontenelle is down the middle for Vieux Fort North. Liran Saint-Amy in goal, Nickel Michael. Left back, Sylvanus Alfred and Christopher Gilbert in the central defense. Killan Alphonse in the right back position. Kurtley Johnny, Kimroy Monero, and Silas Seelys in a three-man midfield. Marlon Saint-Amy is off the left flank. Gavin Inglis off the right. And Terrell Popo down the middle. Of course, we saw the under-20 play to a goalless draw against Ancillary in their very first fixture. And I believe this is the first time we've seen Vieux Fort North for this season, critic?
You are correct, Eli. Interesting battles thus far. You could see clearly that both teams trying to jostle for position, trying to feel out the conditions at the Mindo Phillip Park. The bulk of the possession has been with the National Under-20 team, but yet to really carve in, make some real open chances versus this Vieux Fort North team. Vieux Fort North team within themselves are trying to get a feel with more searching passes or long raking passes rather than the intricate passes of build-up.
And this would be the second time we've seen the Vieux Fort North team. They actually played Monrepo.
Yes.
Lost in the 94th minute, I think it was, or 90th minute plus 4. That goal there, 1-0. So Vieux Fort North will be looking to register their first points of the tournament. The National Under-20 team will be looking to register their first win in this tournament.
So both teams are coming off not the brightest of starts, but clearly some work to do in terms of putting 3 points on their card. The National Under-20 team seems to be a little...
what a strike!
Strike there!
What a strike! It looks like a Siobhan Byron there. Been doing his thing in the schools competition. Featured as well in the BOSL Lucilec Youth League. And a tremendous left-footed strike by Siobhan Byron, cutting in off the right flank. Going on to his weaker left foot, but it didn't look weak to me there, critic.
My question to you is he a left footer or is he a right footer? Because I've looked at him early on in the contest, and what I realized he does, Eli, he comes down the byline and he cuts back in on that left foot. So that left foot might not be the weakest of foot, but the foot that he trusts.
Yeah, well, he used the left foot the right way.
But very good goal, very good shot as a matter of fact. That should put in some confidence within himself and also within the team itself.
Yeah, and Vieux Fort North, they look shell-shocked. They would have conceded a very late goal in their last encounter. This time a very early goal. Just about what? In the 15th minute of play there and thereabout?
Yeah. But again, we see the Vieux Fort North team of KJ just conceded and they're going back to Route 1 football. That's going to be very difficult if you want to break down this under 20 team because look at how they're starting to move. Strange enough, what a goal can do or create in a certain game. But Vieux Fort North now, they're pegged back and let's see how they can, if they can recover or if the under 20 team is just going to increase in terms of confidence.
Yeah, the 0-0 draw against Ancillary. I felt the under 20 team had the better of that exchange. I felt they should have won that game 2-0, if you ask me, based on the balance of chances that were produced in that game. But this time around, for want of a better term, no pussyfooting. They got straight down to it. That was one of the areas that I felt they could have improved on in terms of striking when they got in and around the box. And definitely Siobhan Byron started off on the right foot or the left foot?
Again, through ball, trying to put one through the channels for his winger. And the winger didn't anticipate in terms of what he wanted to do from the early onset. When you play at such tempo, you need to make up your mind early, Eli. I think he had enough time to either take on the defender or put in a good cross.
Yeah, that's Neandre Charles there, the left winger for the under 20, wearing the number 11 shirt. Of course, the objective of this under 20 team is merely for match practice. Of course, they involved in the under 20 World Cup qualifying campaign. I guess there's no better way for them to prepare to play against opposition their age by playing in a senior men's competition. Definitely a different level to what they used to at the school and maybe the age group levels.
Oh no, nothing wrong in that. As a matter of fact, it's good exposure for the youngsters and it's good bonding for the team as well. Put them into different scenarios and deal with more mature opposition. There's a youngster again.
Oh, and another goal there. And Siobhan Byron this time is provider to Niall Fontenelle down the middle. And that's as easy as it gets, critic.
Imagine it is so easy. He could have even played that ball earlier with the right foot and he chose to turn back with the left. That's how much time and space that he had. So the Vieux Fort North team, as much as they seem to be more senior in their approach, but they're too open at the back.
Yeah, Thierry Morrill playing an instructive role in that build-up as well, playing that through ball into Byron with great weight, got him right in his stride.
Now, for me, I thought the pass was a little too soft, But again, because the defense was slow to react, it worked out just perfect for him.
Just perfect, yeah. Well, Vieux Fort North with all to do now, with all of 70-odd minutes of regular play left in this contest, maybe about 71 or 72 minutes there and thereabout, but they already pegged back by 2-0 against this national under-20 team. Well,
Eli, you've been around me for quite some bit. You know my saying. One more goal, and it's curtains for this Vieux Fort North team. No coming back.
This early in the game, it might be blinds. And there's Fontenelle there again. And a strike there.
That's what the confidence is up right now.
That's what they missed against Ancillary.
Mm-hmm. And again, you say so. And keep in mind as well that the coaching staff of the U20s, many times we speak, Eli, and we say, like, what do teams take from results? This is part of what they take from results. They realize in the last fixture versus Ancillary, they missed out on taking shots. Now, once they get into the area, the last part of the field, you will see those players vie for shooting.
And Vieux Fort North, I'm always very mindful when I use that term, but right now they're in 6s and 7s. Sort of all over the place, trying to get a hold of the football right now and play the ball around. And there's Byron again.
And this is a good tussle for the U20 team. They're going to gain a lot of experience from being in these competitions. And, of course, they're on show for the coaching staff as well. So a lot of players want to cement their position in the starting 11 of the national 20 team. So here's a good moment to not give a headache to the coaching staff, but you as a youngster try to seal your pick.
There's Byron putting that one in with the right foot this time. Or was it? No, it wasn't, Byron is actually in the box awaiting the cross. And the 20 again has won the ball back high up the pitch. Vieux Fort North there. Trying to up the tempo, critic.
Yeah, most definitely. They're
on.
trying to see if they can, stitch some passes just within midway of the opposition's half. But some of the passes are not concrete enough. I'm not too convinced just yet. Like they really, it's a situation where Eli just fouled the player. But the Vieux Fort North team have not really convinced me just yet in terms of how they're going to manage to come back in this encounter.
Yeah, I would assume that would be rattling to go down 2-0 so early. A cracking goal and one that you might consider a very soft second goal. So Vieux Fort North really needs to gather themselves, gain their composure, and see how they can get back into this match. A long effort there. I believe there's a deflection, yes. Referee signaling for a corner.
Not bad a shot at all. At least the goalkeeper got something to do. Earlier on, he had a remarkable sort of like a double save. And this time he was really stretched to the limit. And we see a corner now in favor of the Vieux Fort North team.
Vieux Fort North looking for a short corner, but nothing doing there. Looks like they'll go the old-fashioned way. Good clearance there by the under 20 team. And there they go again. Byron down the right.
Look at the technique. Better passing, but again you could see clearly he carries with the right.
He favors the left.
That is correct.
Yes,
so
he does.
I think he's a left footer playing on the right side. Good clearance there. However, possession back to the national under 20 team. A fair tackle.
Michael just in there. He's a very sturdy youngster playing at left back for the national under 20. You would have seen him play for Grosile last season. He was part of the Grosile squad, got a few games under his belt, particularly in the absence of some of the defensive players for Grosile. We saw him play at right back. We saw him play in the center of defense as well.
Yeah, he's a player that can play anywhere, I think, towards the wing-back area. Because he has good speed, and again, he put in a very good tackle. It's unfortunate, from my vantage point, I don't see the contact. But, Eli, you have mentioned many times that our players go down very easily, and then they back up. So the magic spray will do its job, but the defenders should not back down on challenges like that. Also, Eli, I see a little something creeping in Tier 2, and to a certain extent, to local players that, that the referee or the officials are there to do a job. And in an instance like that, it's only a matter of time before the referee call the foul or call the situation where somebody can be brought on for attention. But many times you have players screaming at the referee. I don't think it's something that they should do, because the referee is trained similar to you as a player. If it's a head injury, we have a one-stop action one time. But there are injuries that need a little, time to be dealt with, and then rather than just everybody just backing at the referee and saying, make the call.
Well, I think the referee's first obligation is to see the balance of play first, because
Exactly.
you can play an advantage in certain circumstances, and then I think it's always good if the referee gives themselves time so that they can make the correct call,
Exactly.
assess what they see properly and make the correct call. But you're right, that's something from the international game, I think that has crept into the local game, along with feigning injury as well. Players will go down to try to see if they can get the referee to acknowledge a call or an infraction. And just as I said that, Niall Fontenelle did well to stay on his feet because he was barged in the back there and he stayed strong, critic.
Can we play score predictor?
Despite the fact that the under-20 players are all teenagers, some of them play like grown men. They have the physique of grown men too, and a strike there from distance and just parried out by the goalkeeper there. Liran St. Amy in goal there. He must feel a little bit shaky after the start that his team has made.
Yeah, and also remember, like I always tell you, shooting to this end of the park makes your job so much easier because of that little drop. And remember, we had some intermittent showers earlier on, so they have like a nice glaze on the grass. And should you hit that ball in the correct spot, it's going to be very, very difficult for the goalkeeper to handle shots from outside the area.
It's Malik Louis there with the foul for the under-20. But the under-20 team looks like they're brimming with confidence at this point in time.
Oh, they're on fire right now. They're on fire right now, trust me. Like I said, it's going to take a lot for the Vieux Fort North team to come back, but clearly you could see it's mere a simulation now for the under-20 team. This is what you do in practice. You keep possession, you keep it simple. You play one-touch, two-touch passes, you move into space, you run off the ball, you take shots. That's basically what we're going to see throughout this encounter from the under-20 team.
A long-range effort there by Vieux Fort North, just wreaking a little bit of desperation. Still very early in the match. You'd want to see them, put the ball down, put their foot on the ball, pass the ball around, and get themselves back into the game,
Try to draw out the U20 team out of position, but to take shots from 60 yards and 70 yards out, that's not the way forward. You build, you draw attention, you move into, you try to win your duels and get players to take on players. But to take shots from outside there is going to be very, very difficult.
Vieux Fort North beating the press there, and then an errant pass there by Kimroy Monero.
Another free kick there for the U20 team. Playing in the St. Lucia colors. The yellow, the blue, the white. And of course, we have the Vieux Fort North in the blue and white and orange socks. I always find it so attractive to play for white outfit at night. Thereby, you're more able to see your colleague or your teammate, especially under the lights.
And that's a prime example of what I was just speaking about there. And the 20 player is fouled. He does not lose possession of the ball. The official puts the whistle to her lips, but does not blow, allows the play to go on. Just sort of underscoring what we were just speaking about. No need to remonstrate to the officials there.
No, you just continue and get on with it. And you play to the whistle. That's what you've been taught from time you decided to be a footballer. If you were in academy or taking a sweat, you always play to the whistle.
Ball into the box there. High foot there, high boot.
Very dangerous play. All right, the player just checked on him and they continue. Good sportsmanship.
But if you're just joining us, it's 2-0. by the national under 20 team. Siobhan Byron netting very early on, and then turning provider to Niall Fontenelle for the second. Good football there by the under 20 team.
Good passage of play there by the U20, literally taking on the defense of the Vieux Fort North team. Good strong play as well, riding tackles. And these are sort of the tackles that you're going to face when you're going to be playing stiffer opposition overseas. Of course, they're getting ready for world competition. So definitely it's a situation where St. Lucia has to be ready for such.
The heavens have opened up here at the Window Park. Slightly errant pass there, and now, just didn't read that. Byron tried to play in Fontenelle the one-time pass. Maybe he thought he was in an offside position.
Yeah, because he actually told him, why were you skipping the ball? It's a situation that he wasn't aware of his surroundings. It's a very nice little ball to continue with.
Yeah, that would have put him through on
Right,
goal.
definitely.
Nice little touch there, critic. Our ball boys afforded some raincoats.
Yeah. Somebody fought well.
Another shot from way outside.
That's the fourth shot from way outside.
Like about 40, 45 yards out.
That's not going to work. That's not going to work. I think the only job the goalkeeper for the U20 team has had thus far is just retrieving the ball from behind the goal and taking a goal kick. Vieux Fort North should try to carry on to the last part of the field, last part of the attack, and see if they can get a chance to get on the score sheet.
The under 20 goalkeeper is not the biggest, A.D. Jerme, but definitely a very confident youngster and takes good control of the ball when it comes into his penalty area.
Again, you can see the central defender, number 5 of Vieux Fort North, using his strength and agility to just fend off the attacker. However, the right back wasn't up to speed and actually got a foul. So now it's going to be a free kick for the under 20 team from a very interesting position, Eli.
Yeah. And rightfully a yellow card brandished by the match official because he was just about to enter the penalty area. So stopping a very dangerous attacking move there. As she indicates to the players that you go on her whistle. There'll be no quick free kicks being taken. I think that'll suit the under 20 well enough because they're in control of this fixture at the moment.
Vieux Fort North came out of this very comfortably, the wall doing its job.
Play was very congested on the right side there. Vieux Fort North probably should have looked for a switching play just as the under 20 just did there. Wonderful ball into the feet of Byron off the right flank. And we see him once again with his dancing feet. Tries the nutmeg, that doesn't come off.
Yeah, tried to be a little nippy in his play. But I think that, in doing so, he could have put that ball across as well. But, this is what goal, when you score a goal, and he seems to have a little fan base towards the area where he's playing because every time he gets the ball, you hear this little jeering. So probably have some family members in the corner of the Rude Boy stand area. So he wants to come up trumps and ensure that his fans get a good sight of what he can do.
Yeah, there are also a number of youngsters in the stands as well. A couple of the players for the under 20, they attend the St. Lucia Sports Academy. So some of the academy students are there supporting them. It's always good to see.
Sure bet. And this is what we want to encourage even further. Even, family members, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers could come out and support your kids, your youngsters, your family members. Come and support them. They need the support. They need the energy. I mean, I know you persons are not going to be able to come to every fixture, but when you have a situation where, a family member is destined to be great to a certain extent, you have to support them from early.
Vieux Fort North just really not able to get anything going, and the 20 have been all over them for pretty much the entire half as Byron again tries to go through the legs of the defender. This time, Nickel Michael. Michael foraying forward from his left back booth.
And you see a situation now, the under 20 team a little desperate in their tackling or desperate in their recovery. I mean, if you have ample players behind the football and you're chasing, there's no need to really tackle. You're up two, you try to gain some recovery, but not by tackling from behind or towards the sides because you have enough numbers in behind to deal with the attack.
Another ball from deep. Looking at the position of the ball, that's about the distance they've been taking shots from early on in this game.
And now they should take a shot or put the ball over for a chance. They played short.
And there we go again.
So you see the mix-up. The opportunity was given where you could dink a ball in the area and see if probably a central defender can get a head onto it. He played short and then take another long shot. It's a bit of puzzling in terms of what they're trying to do.
Well, head coach Stern, John and crew will be pretty pleased with what they've seen thus far. The under-20 national and the 20 players pretty much controlling proceedings thus far against Vieux Fort North.
Here's a break by the youngster again, Eli. He has an opportunity to score another, up to shoot. In this instance, rather than cut back the football, and the goalkeeper kind of coming up trumps if a save. He seems to be down in some pain. But again, a situation where he opted to shoot rather than cut back the football.
Yeah, Byron still down.
Looks like he's holding his shin area. But you know what's going to happen, Eli? The magic spray. And back up again.
Well, he's definitely not a player that the under 20 would want to miss. He was very instrumental in their first fixture against Hans-Laurier. Removing the boot there. Looks like he may have gotten some contact on the ankle, critic.
Yeah, it looks like it's the ankle. Sometimes when you bless him for certain skill, like he looks like a player who likes to take on his opponent.
Yeah.
Which I've realized. Now the left back is basically challenging him and not easing him in terms of how he's tackling him. So he tends to go left, he tends to feint and move to the other direction. But the left back for Vieux Fort North right now is having no part of it. After doing, in terms of getting a goal and an assist, it's going to be marked for this encounter.
Well, you know, critic, in our neck of the woods, there's a semblance of pride that you would take playing against a young team. You know, in our neck of the woods, the thinking is, you know, in our local palace, them little youths. So Byron having had the better of him on a couple of occasions, I'm pretty sure he would not want that to happen again, particularly as the game is being live streamed.
Yeah, also Byron need to take account and realize that sometimes you have to move away from the trickery and play a wall pass. So for example, he draw the opponent into you and you play a pass into and then move into space and get that ball again. But if you're going to continue to carry that ball into the opponent and try the tricks over and over again, you will get the situations where tackles are going to be coming in.
And he's just got that ankle taped up right now, still off the field of play, trying to replace his boot. We'll keep an eye on him. Not too far from halftime. If you can get through the first half, he'll get an opportunity to get some more treatment.
Now he's young and strong, man. His bones can take those jamming. He'll be all right. Meantime, it's a corner for Vieux Fort North. Defend doing his job. The goalkeeper gathering this one.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Small in stature, but you saw how he rose up there and just plucked that one out of the air. Despite being down to 10 men, the under-20 still have some semblance of control over this game, critic.
Yes, like I said earlier, it's like a drill for them. You're already up to goals. They've met that objective of scoring goals. So now it's just keeping the shape, staying behind the football, and using the football wisely. No sense of trying to run down the opponent. Just keep it. The Vieux Fort North team, they need goals. So they will be coming at the U20 team, thereby getting more space for the U20 and just use that space to develop their play and continue and see how best they can continue to score goals.
Yeah, a couple of players missing in the under-20 team that may have been in the starting lineup if they were available. Young Alex DeVoe, Justice Jermaine, who is a former under-15 captain, I believe, Justice Jermaine, who you would have seen play with the Grosile team as well last season.
Should have been a better pass. Probably they could have recycled that one. Go back to the centre back. But I see what he tried. Again, those games are on for players to get comfortable, deal with situations, deal with duels. And the under-20 team has been doing so just fine. As a matter of fact, Eli, now that the games are available online, the technical team could go back and show players instances of what they should have done. They correct what's expected from them. Before there was none of that. You play and then the coaches would have to use their mental to remind themselves of what happened. But now, it's an avenue where you can really play a game and look back and see. Even the players themselves, Eli, can go back on the YouTube channel and watch the game all over and hope that they'll have a reoccurrence of some of the mistakes.
Yeah, you said it right, critic. I was having a little chat with Alvin Xavier, who's attached to the Marsha team, and he actually indicated that the live stream on the opening day was instrumental in their sessions. A lot of teams don't do a lot of classroom sessions as well. That's just as important as the field work, getting mentally prepared for games. But he was alluding to the fact that he was able to show players instances where he wanted things corrected, and there was no refuting what he was saying.
Yes, you can't refute, boy. When you see that replay before you, Eli, the most you could probably do is shake your head or applaud yourself. So, header through ball, set into space. No one at the end of it. Gobbled up by the goalkeeper, plays into the centre back, number 5. Long searching pass to the left side. However,
that's the end of the half. Of course, it's now 2-0 in favor of the under-20 team. Siobhan Byron with the first goal, and Niall Fontenelle doubled up a few minutes later, as we see Byron hobbling off, still being affected by that injury that he would have picked up a little earlier. But all's well for the under-20 thus far tonight.
Sure bet. You're going to go into the half quite comfortable. Coach is just going to reassure them, whereas the Vieux Fort North team has some work to do.
And we'll take a break, and we'll be back for the second half action, under-20 versus Vieux Fort North.
Looks like number 19, left foot strike, beating Anton to his right. But sheer power and technique.
You can't afford to miss this exciting East Coast Derby this Friday, July 4th, 2025 at the iconic Mindu Phillip Park.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Clear your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind the scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love.
St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
Dream big, make it your own. Home Sweet gets you any style of home. Be yourself saying home sweet home. With a home sweet mortgage, you are number one. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. See that new home, we get it. Home sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Act now and you won't regret it. POSL. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced home sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home Flex, a home equity line of credit. Home Quest, for professionals building new dreams. And Home Switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home Sweet Mortgages, make it your own. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. POSL. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. POSL.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
This is the Semi-Pro Football League. Feel the passion, feel the vibe. Leveraging football to transform lives. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Let's go! One shot to create your greatness. It's your time to make your name. It's more than just a way of life. This is more than just a game. This is one more reason why we unite with each other. So here comes one more season. This is football to unite the world. When we come alive, we just excite the world. Celebrate emotions and ignite the world. Let's make sure everybody knows it's the semi-pro league and this is what we love. Let's go. Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. Let's play. Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Leveraging football to transform lives.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas, ready for more guests.
From the time I knock my knee, I think the eyesight go in.
But what's your knee have to do with your eyes?
Well, that's why I came for a checkup.
Côté Cox Optical, ou pas besoin d'appointement, avec examination yo toujours free. Docteur a bien indiqué un travail. Ou ça joindre lunettes à ce qu'on dit. Avec Unique Discount NIC, ou kay joindre 50% discount plus. Changer. Frame pour lunettes ka commencer à $1.
Cox Optical, on jésus moi. Higher purchase là, on jésus nous moi.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Shop with confidence and save big on appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Plus, with Ready Finance, shop today and pay later. No fine print and no tricks. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
My name is Roycelyn Terrence and I've been riding for 17 years. What I enjoy most about riding, the adrenaline rush that comes with it. One of the reasons I believe that bikers get into accidents, you get so caught up in enjoying riding that you don't remember it's not only you on the road. A couple years ago, I was in a bike accident, could have lost my life, but luckily for me, I had this helmet. This is what saved my life and this is why I'm here with you today to share this testimonial. I'm telling you to stay safe, be vigilant and wear your helmet.
Looks like number 19, left foot strike, beating Anton to his right. But sheer power and technique.
You can't afford to miss this exciting East Coast Derby this Friday, July 4th, 2025 at the iconic Mindu Phillip Park.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Clear your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind the scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love.
St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
Dream big, make it your own. Home Sweet gets you any style of home. Be yourself saying home sweet home. With a home sweet mortgage, you are number one. Home Sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. See that new home, we get it. Home Sweet, home quest, home flex, home switch. Act now when you won't regret it. POSL. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced home sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home Flex, a home equity line of credit. Home Quest, for professionals building new dreams. And Home Switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home Sweet Mortgages, make it your own. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. POSL. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. POSL.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
This is the Semi-Pro Football League. Feel the passion, feel the vibe. Leveraging football to transform lives. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League. Let's go! One shot to create your greatness. It's your time to make your name. It's more than just a way of life. This is more than just a game. This is one more reason why we unite with each other. So here comes one more season. This is football to unite the world. When we come alive, we just excite the world. Celebrate emotions and ignite the world. Let's make sure everybody knows it's the Semi-Pro League and this is what we love. Let's go! Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. Let's play! Whoa, oh, oh, this is what we love. This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas ready for more guests.
From the time I knock my knee, I think the eyesight go in.
But what your knee have to do with your eyes?
Well, that's why I came for a checkup.
Kote Cots Optical ou pa besoin appointment ek examinasyon yo toujours free. Docteur a bien indiqué en travail li. Ou sa joindre lunettes ou asou ko di. Ek si on ni 4 discount NIC ou kay joindre 50% discount plus. Changer. Frame pour lunettes ka commencer à $1.
Cots Optical, on jésus moi. Haya purchase la, on jésus moi.
Shop with confidence at Quartz. Get the lowest prices guaranteed. Shop with confidence and save big on appliances, furniture, electronics, and so much more. If you find a lower price on any other products elsewhere, we'll match the price. Plus, we'll give you back 110% of the difference. Plus, with ready finance, shop today and pay later. No fine print and no tricks. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Special conditions apply.
My name is Roycelyn Terrence and I've been riding for 17 years. What I enjoy most about riding, the adrenaline rush that comes with it. One of the reasons I believe that bikers get into accidents, you get so caught up in enjoying riding that you don't remember that it's not only you on the road. A couple of years ago, I was in a bike accident, could have lost my life, but luckily for me, I had this helmet. This is what saved my life, and this is why I'm here with you today to share this testimonial. I'm telling you to stay safe, be vigilant, and
Well, we're back with second half action at the iconic Mindu Phillip Park in this Super League fixture, the first of two fixtures on the night. It's the National Under-20 team decked in yellow and white. They're coming up against Vieux Fort North in white and blue. Of course, the National Under-20 team leads a scoreline of 2-0 from the first half. It's Elijah Williams alongside Tennyson Glasgow. Critic, what's your impression of the first half?
Well, thus far, the Vieux Fort North team seems to be a little more settled in their approach. Coach may have just given some advice of calm down and see how best we can craft our way back into the fixture. Meantime, I see the U20 team able to deal with the added pressure that they've been faced early in the second half. But we often say this, and it ends up being different. But this far, you could see both teams just basically pacing themselves at the opening of the second half.
Yeah, I'm trying to observe if there have been any changes made. It looks like Byron is still in the game. We see a ball coming across there, dangerous ball coming across there. And looks like Fontenelle just losing his foot in there.
Yeah, couldn't make up his mind what he wanted to do. Again, it's a situation where the youngsters have to be alert, Eli. Good effort putting across, but nobody was able to get on the end of it. And eventually, when he got to the football, he just, was lost in thought. Eli keeping it very simple at centre back. Good interplay, good one-touch passing by the U20 team.
And that's Eli Prosper.
We might have some lighting issue at the Mindu Phillip Park.
We're definitely going to cause some level of delay.
And may just have a little technical issue.
Maybe we can take this time to big up our sponsors.
I don't know.
Of St. Lucia, Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, the St. Lucia Football Association, Invest St. Lucia, National Lotteries Authorities, Brothers Cider, Agents in St. Lucia, Order Shop St. Lucia, the Bank of St. Lucia Limited, Unicoma, that's Courts Unicoma, and ES Productions and Flow. All of these responsible for bringing you this edition of the Semi-Pro Football League. Of course, it's season 2 as the action continues here. Looks like a foul call there in favor of the under 20.
You spoke of the young goalkeeper for the U20 team. He's very vocal as well. He has been dishing out instructions to ensure his back line to stay within range. You know, they keep their shape, and that's very good for a youngster as well. We see a 12-man onto the playing surface. Seems to be a midfielder, four-legged midfielder, making its way into the center circle. But the ball goes out of touch, and it will be a throw into the national 20 team.
12-man looks like he needs a substitution.
Going to have a word with the coach across the pitch.
Goal kick to Vieux Fort North.
Interesting enough, Eli, none of the teams have played from the back. Either the U20 and Vieux Fort North, they have the goalkeepers taking the goal kick. Whereas we have seen on many occasions, other teams have, there's a little raid there by Vieux Fort North, taking on his man, trying some trickery. Instructions to play back, ball comes across. However, rather feeble the pass, and the U20 able to recover. Searching pass upfield. The goalkeeper gathers, and then it's recovery for the Vieux Fort North team.
Yeah, you'd want to see the Vieux Fort North attacker try to be a little bit more direct, try to take his man on the first attempt. He seemed like he was in between trying to hold the ball up and trying to take the man on, but in this sort of scenario, you have a player isolated as an attacking player. You want to get at them, get into the box. Who knows, out of desperation, might lunge at you and you might win yourself a penalty, or
sure bet,
or might even get an opportunity for a shot on goal or to play somebody else in. You know, these days in football, generally in the 4-3-3 formations, some teams have sort of gone away from the traditional wingers critic, and they more or less play wide forwards that like to cut inside and leave space for fullbacks to overlap and provide the width.
Remember, in doing so, it's all well and good, but you must have the players equipped to do so. A lot of formations are based on what's available to coaches, or sometimes the philosophy of the coaches, and they try to instill it in the players, because some players sometimes are not able to play the functions that the coaches design for them. It's all well and good to have all the formations, but you must have players suited to play what you want to manifest on the pitch.
Yeah,
and I like me a wing back flying up and down the flanks. That's my thing, But the game has changed, the game has evolved, and now you see right footers on the left side, left footers on the right side. So there's a lot that has changed in terms of how football has evolved.
Yeah, and speaking of which, with this under-20 team, we've sort of seen two contrasting styles of play from the wingers. Byron, the one that's more or less cutting in, narrowing the pitch. And we've seen Neondre Charles pretty much stay wide and hold the width. So
two different variables, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good though. I mean, it sort of kind of puts out the opposition as well, because you're kind of confused as what this team is really trying. So it's good.
So far, about 8 minutes into the second half, Vieux Fort North seems to have made some slight adjustments in terms of how they defend. The under-20 has not been making the forays into the penalty area as we saw them do early on in the first half.
Yeah, I've been spending some time listening to the goalkeeper for the U20 team, and he seems to be the one trying to calm the nerves of the players, and the defender just giving him a thumbs up, because earlier on we saw sort of a rash challenge and clearance by the centre back, and he was just telling him, calm down, hold your head, and his teammate just simply replied with a thumbs up. So that shows you a level of, they believe in one another and they're bonding, Eli.
Yeah, and this under-20 team has been playing some good football, as we see young Thierry Morrill, led in number 8, trying to get that ball through to no avail. Vieux Fort North now trying to make a foray forward, but again disjointed in the passing. The referee tries his blushes there by blowing the whistle.
I think the Vieux Fort North team, Eli, they tend to hold on to the football too long, thereby allowing the U20 team to regroup. And when they do get a chance, there are not enough players around for support. Just a little shoulder to shoulder. Vieux Fort North defender getting the better of the attacker.
What I find Vieux Fort North is not doing very well. They seem to be trying to play very direct, but not with a lot of width, critic. We've seen the under-20, play those long diagonals to the feet of Byron, for example, allowing him to be in situations where he's isolated with a defender. But the Vieux Fort North team, their passes into the forward area seem to come straight down the center of the pitch. They're not using that width and opening the game out. It's pretty congested in the center there, and they keep trying to go straight down the middle.
Again, situation. Able to recover from defense, was pushed all the way up past the half line, but the instructions from his teammate was shoot, which was the wrong instructions. Continue the football, Eli. He look left, he look right. Try to slip someone in, thereby creating a chance.
Yeah, and the had Marlon Santemi on the outside, on his left flank, in acres of space, but as you indicated, the instructions was to shoot. And that's what I was speaking about. You have the left-flanked player in acres of space and not being utilized. And as I say that,
he corrects it.
but even the wide player there we seen trying to take on the under-20 player, he still isn't holding a lot of width, critic. He's sort of within the width of the 18-yard box, and not giving himself enough space so that, when he runs at the player, he can decide to go down the line or cut inside and giving himself that sort of angle to attack.
You are correct, Eli. I will see a change by the Vieux Fort North team, number 11, making his exit. And they're bringing in pace bowler. Based on the height Number 7 for Vieux Fort North. Searching pass. Goalkeeper fumbling.
Yeah, apologies if we've not been able to bring you some of the information on the match in a more timely manner. Having some issues with communication there, but hopefully that will be sorted out in due course.
U20 team able to keep possession. Searching pass, no one at the end of it. But again, the Vieux Fort team, Vieux Fort North team, a bit disjointed. You mentioned they're not keeping the width of the attack, but they seem to be a bit disjointed. I'm trying to figure out in terms of midfield how they're gonna, stitch it together. But it looks like a situation where everybody is trying to be that one to make the telling pass for the Vieux Fort North team.
I think they need to keep the game simpler, critic. Seen this team hit a lot of hopeful balls, and there you have a scenario where a wide player gets onto the ball and turns around instead of trying to run at the defender.
Vieux Fort North has a lot of work to do within this season. If they want to impress in division in Tier 2, they have a lot of work to do.
Now we have 2 players down in the middle of the park. And one of the under 20 players, one of the Vieux Fort North players, the Vieux Fort North player back on his feet and back down. Looks like the number 12, Silas Seelys. And looks like Michael Justin, the left back. Coming together. And Justin is a strong lad, eh?
I saw him give a thumbs up. Seems that he's going to be all right. But the Vieux Fort North players certainly need some attention. Players checking on one another.
Michael Justin, a student of the St. Lucia Sports Academy, just 16 years old. But he's built like a tank. And Silas Seelys coming out where for worse there.
He's built like a water line.
Or worse for where he's built like a tank.
Yeah, a gas tank, a water tank.
In our local palace, a bomber tank. But we got an opportunity to see him last year for Grosile. He was 15 years old, playing in the center of defense for Grosile. He played at the right back for Grosile as well. This time he's in a left back position. So clearly able to play all along the back line.
Have a substitution. We have now the U20 in possession. Game just went for a little lull, Eli, due to injuries and substitutions. But immediately we see an attack being built by the U20 team. A shot there. Block and goes out of touch for a corner for the U20 team.
Looks like Byron, he's switched over to the left flank. He was on the right flank early on. Himself and Neandre Charles switching wings there. Maybe this time around he's going to be more of a conventional winger.
If we're now trying to deal with the attack there, ball goes out of touch. Still in possession, the U20 team. By now they would have thought that, they could have increased the scoreline, but they sort of moved away from those menacing attacks rather than just having possession.
I think it's a combination of that, but I also think Vieux Fort North has made some adjustments. A little bit more compact. The line is not as high as it was. First half, we saw that second goal where they were just able to get in behind so easily. So I think they've made some adjustments, making it a little bit more difficult for the under-20 team, but not enough in terms of being able to change the scoreline.
Yeah. They too only got on the scoreline, so amidst the defensive shape-up, they lack anything going forward. And we still see the U20 team in possession, trying to hold possession. Tackles are coming in. Remember, the U20 represents the best U20 group of players on the island. So certainly there's a level to be dealt with. There should be also a gulf of class between those two teams. Free kick right to the penalty spot area. Vieux Fort North able to fend off that attack. Keep possession as well. And for the efforts, they are awarded a throw in. Possession immediately back to the U20 team. It's been a while. The ball went across over the wall. It's a corner in favor of the national 20 team. The game has gone quiet to a certain extent. No shots, no attempts on goal. But clearly the U20 team seems to be quite comfortable with the scoreline. Probably don't want to outdo themselves or go a little further to ensure no injuries. Who knows? Corner. A foul on one of the players from the Vieux Fort North team. Immediately the referee seeks attention from their physio. And it is still 2-0 in favor of the national 20 team. Seems to have got a lash to the rib cage area. And as I say so, he's back up on his feet. Good shot there again. Eli mentioned that he has the right foot, but this guy has both feet. And majority of the shots on goal are from the left boot. Good all around play, good snapshot. Goalkeeper, of course, not making a meal of it, but fending it off, and it's a corner for the under 20 team. You see some raids on the left side of Vieux Fort North. Diagonal pass. So throwing now to the Vieux Fort North team. The players still getting attention. Interested enough, we see the players jostling for position in the area, but still players taking attention on the field. Vieux Fort North. Another chance in scoring this goal. Wayward shot. May have found himself on the Marshall Road. You know, the game lacks a little bit of fluidity. Loads of stop, start injuries. I think the opening stanza of the game, you know, we saw a lot of passing and movement. And now we see a lot of stop, start situations where, you know, the game have lost some of its bite. Seems that the injury has taken a toll on the defender. May not be able to continue in this fixture. Really struggling to get himself off the pitch, thereby causing 2 changes by the Vieux Fort North team. Possession back to the Vieux Fort North team. Ball going at the touch. Ball will be going up towards the river end. Possession to the under 20 team. Another substitution that is for the Vieux Fort North team. Cross ball. Defender able to deal with it. And this is the second time from the similar spot that Vieux Fort North are trying to muster a shot rather than keep possession of the football. A loose pass there from the U20 team, and thereby Vieux Fort North capitalizing. And earlier on I mentioned that the game had lost its gist and fluidity. It only takes a simple mistake, and there you have it, a player just taking the ball from the left side and just playing a loose pass across the area. And the Vieux Fort North player was able to lash on, thereby making the scoreline 2-1. The U20 team continue to lead. Their technical team or coaching might be very disappointed, even the goalkeeper as well, who probably wanted to keep a clean sheet. So it's now for the U20 team to buckle up and see how best they could get back a semblance of what they look for in the opening 15 minutes of the encounter. Goalkeeper going down on a challenge. The U20 team now is under a little pressure. Again, those games are built like this. You need those sort of games to see what the team is really made of. And they sustain that late pressure from the Vieux Fort North team. Remember the Vieux Fort North team, a bit awkward in their approach. It's another group that was going to knock that ball around comfortably. But they seem to be very relentless. And they're going to stick to the task and make it difficult for you.
Yeah, they've definitely been making this second half more difficult for the under-20 team. We have seen the odd foray into the opposition box by the under-20 team, but not as consistently as we've seen it in the first half. As another player goes to the ground for Vieux Fort North.
About 15 minutes to go into this encounter. Can we see the Vieux Fort North mount a comeback? Clearly, they have a high pressure right now, not allowing the U20 team to settle as they did earlier. Pressure starting to count.
Yeah, and this is a good test of composure for the under-20 team. Not that they are in a perilous position. They still have the lead, 2-1. But it will test their mettle, their resolve.
Worst scoreline in a football game. 2-1. It could go either way. I've been longing for a third goal from the U20 team to draw the curtains. But they remain half crack. Meantime, it's possession to Vieux Fort North for throw-in.
The under-20 team will want to regroup mentally. Of course, from a physical standpoint, they can probably run for days. But just to regroup mentally and understand what Vieux Fort North has been doing differently and adjusting within the construct of the instructions given by Coach Stern, John, and crew.
Sure, but I think clearly it's the high press by Vieux Fort North, not allowing them time and space. They're challenging every effort. Oh, interesting enough. Intentional foul there by the big man at the back, pulling the youngster.
A professional foul there. Not allowing him to build up the attack there. Byron is clearly on his horse, getting around him. He'll prefer to settle for a free kick, some 20-25 yards out, and allow his defense to settle down and assume a more comfortable position to defend.
Goalkeeper set up the wall. Seems to be what? A 5-man wall. The official ensuring that they stand where they're supposed to stand. And we see young Byron seems to be the only one behind the football. He has a menacing shot from this area. Going to be using that left foot and see if we can get over and get a dip over that wall with some speed.
Yeah, the way he's lining up, his body language says shot on goal. And he doesn't. Opts for
short pass.
Intricate pass, but that didn't come off. And Vieux Fort North now in a little bit of space for them to attack. Oh my goodness. I thought he would have wanted to play in the number 8.
That's senseless.
Jetting down the right flank there. But again, even with the number 8 critic, yes, he was in space, but he was narrow, not holding a lot of, enough width that he can come onto the ball.
Continue to carry. Continue to carry. when you try to take a shot from outside there, it's just basically going to be milk for the cat. You have to take a super shot, Eli, from outside to beat this goalkeeper. He had one man to the left, one man to the right. If you figure none of them were suited in terms for the pass, continue to carry. However, it's a goal kick to the United. I keep saying they taking the U for United. I don't know why. For the under 20 team, national team.
I always knew you had a secret liking for a particular team, but
No,
that's
well,
for another show.
No. There's Newcastle United.
Well, I didn't say which team. I just said another team.
There's a lot of United.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
All right, a throw in there for the Vieux Fort North team. Evades everyone. And the ball will be going up in the other direction. Instructions from the bench asking Eli to get this one as far as possible out of the area. U20, they keep possession. They need those 3 points badly. There is another corner for the under 20 team with not much time to go. More or less just under 7 minutes thereabout. Remember, we have a blockbuster coming up next, East Coast Derby. Mabuya Valley versus Dennery. And I just got a little glimpse during the half of watching the Dennery team come in. They seem quite confident. There's a corner. Ended off. I went back over the bar. It's another corner for the U20 team. As I was saying, I saw the Dennery team looking very confident in their approach. They are the more senior of the two teams, more seasonal as well.
Yeah, correct.
The Mabuya team in transition, but good transition. Young, strong, and can play.
Well, after the first round of matches, Mabuya would be sitting atop the table with a +5 goal difference. As we see the under 20 team there again, and they're in the critic.
Number 3.
It's number 3.
Good.
Looks like Fontenelle there.
Yeah, just staying within the area and keeping that ball alive, like Eli would see as a basketballer. You just keep it alive. Let's keep it ticking. Shot on goal there, and just finding himself in the area and just nicking it with the outside of the right foot. You know, Eli as a basketballer, you have players in and around the rim, just touching it here, until you get that offensive rebound.
Yeah, and I believe it is Niall Fontenelle, the number 3 for the under 20. Started as the central striker, and that would be goal number 2 to his name if it is indeed Niall Fontenelle. Not been able to get any confirmation of that goal just yet. But from my vantage point, I think it is. I think it's probably safe to say that it's goal number 2 in favor of Fontenelle and number 3 in favor of the under 20 national team.
Yeah, so now it's just more or less simulation for the U20 team. Instructions to keep the shape, keep the line properly. Don't try to outdo, keep it simple. And just manage the clock, manage the game, and they're safely home with 3 points.
Vieux Fort North, you can look at the body language, shoulders starting to drop a little bit. They know that there's not much time left. They thought they were back into this game. They were back into the game at 2 goals to 1. But the under 20 restoring their 2-goal cushion. I would say on the balance of play throughout the duration of the game, the scoreline is probably just about right.
Yeah. The scoreline shows the gulf in class between the two teams. And of course, the under 20 team could have even scored more had they just kept the impetus of the game, keep the game flowing. Like Eli, like you mentioned, Eli, the Vieux Fort North team made some adjustments and made it a little awkward for them. So they were pegged back by this. But then again, this is why they're into the league, to deal with such situations and to gain experience.
Yeah, and that would be a good teaching point for Coach Stern John. There are lots of things in this game that the under-20 team can improve on in terms of decision making. But there are lots of positives that they can take out of this game as well. They were not manhandled or bullied by any stretch of the imagination by this Vieux Fort North team. As a matter of fact, Vieux Fort North may have come off the worst in a couple of tackles. So from a physicality standpoint, they would be very happy.
The goalkeeper for the U20 team continue to back out instructions to ensure that they don't concede again, because this game can be so funny. So they try to keep the line. Good composure there by the defender, just fending this one out. Going to be a throw-in for the Vieux Fort North team. They may want to employ a flick-on or a long raking throw. Let's see which route they're going to choose.
Yeah, the number 4, Gerald Henry there for the under-20 team of that composed clearance. Attempt at a long throw. The flick-on was there, critic, as you suggested may happen, but there was nobody in position to take advantage of it.
Nobody read it. And it did have enough pressure onto it where you could probably get a real cool header, but possession to the U20 player being blown offside. Good defending there. One of the times where Vieux Fort North got it right in terms of defending, but a little too late at this point. This is what they should have been doing from the onset.
I think the choice of pass was the wrong one. I think he should have gone out wide into the space and allowed the wide player to be the one putting that ball across.
That's right. And I can bet a bottom dollar, Eli. The man behind the football right now is gonna be going all the way to goal. Let's see how it pans out. He got instructions to just dip it. Let's just see. I don't think you're gonna dip at this point. Let's just see.
Not just that, the angle. It's going to be a really straight sort of ball over the shoulder.
Let's see what he thinks. Let's see what he's gonna do. Like I told you, Eli, to goal. To goal. Control, youngster. Eli, comfortable to win for the U20 team. I don't think at any given point they were, under the cosh per se or rattled. I think they dealt with the various points of attack by the Vieux Fort North team. Also, the bit of awkwardness from them as well. But what I would love to see from this under-20 team is that they pass the ball a little earlier and a little quicker. Because as you get into the competition and you're in better position, you need to improve on these situations. Earlier on, you just mentioned that he could have passed the ball to the right. He should have done it just to show, to beat the offside trap and continue. So they need to be a little sharper with their passing.
Yeah, it's 2 games into the season, but good win for the under-20 team. Vieux Fort North will have some work to do. They've conceded 4 goals in their first 2 games. But the final score here at the Mindo Phillip Park, 3 goals to 1 in favor of the national under-20 team versus Vieux Fort North. For myself, Elijah Williams, and the critic, catch you guys in the next fixture. That's the East Coast Derby, Dennery versus Mabuya Valley.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island.
Looks like number 19, left foot strike, beating Anton to his right. Sheer power and technique.
You can't afford to miss this exciting East Coast Derby this Friday, July 4th, 2025 at the iconic Mindu